Greetings of the day to whoever is watching this video. This is my attempt at drawing and describing how my first experience with a cadaver was. A moment all medical students fear and look forward to alike. I was of the opinion that I wouldn't be as uncomfortable as other students since I grew up with parents who are both doctors. As a child, my mother would take me with her to the ICU since there used to be no one to look after me at home. I used to sit in the doctor's common room doing my homework, but the occasional boredom would strike and I would request my mother to show me around. You can only imagine how being inside an ICU ward as a 10-year-old would feel like. My eyes opened wide in horror and curiosity while I clenched onto my mother's hand as she explained what each patient was there for. This would happen on more than a few instances. I would also be asked to help my dad with PowerPoint presentations on patient cases, and let me tell you, it wasn't the best feeling staring at surgical wound sites, but I definitely got used to it. I even got the opportunity to shadow one of his surgeries, and it did not irk me at the very least. I imagined all of this would have somewhat desensitized me, but looking at graphic surgical wounds and really sick people can be uncomfortable, although it's not quite the same as feeling a dead person. Coming into medical school, it was one of the last things I was worried about. It felt amazing to put on the crisp white lab coat that said University of Dundee. And I was doing completely fine until I walked into the anatomy lab. I pushed the big wide doors and we stood there, surrounded by dead bodies. The strong smell of the chemicals consumed me. It was uninviting, yet thrilling. At first sight, it was all just body bags, about 30, neatly laid out on tables across the room. But the impending uncovering of what lay underneath was enough to make my knees weak. All the stuff I was telling myself, I wouldn't be weirded out by it at all. I will be A-okay. All of that started to seem less and less true. Will I be able to handle it? Will I faint? Can I not do this right now? My thoughts were interrupted by "Are you guys ready?" My 3 group members and I gave a sheepish nod. And then it happened. First the body, then the face. The cadaver lay in front of us, pale, motionless, silent, in a puddle of theal. Their eyes sunken, their mouth gaping open. I stood there, wanting to look away, but I stared in awe, confusion, discomfort, but most of all, gratitude. My mind started going all over the place. It becomes more difficult when you start thinking about how might have this person died? Who was in their family? What did they used to do? What would they have looked like? It's both a good and a bad thing to attach a life and a character to the cadaver in front of you. It makes you realize they were an actual person who were so selfless to donate their body to help thousands of students. But it can also be unnerving to touch, examine, or even look at a dead person like that. Some people, including me, like to detach the identity of the human being from their lifeless body, so it makes you feel more at ease with what lies in front of you. We were then asked by a supervisor, "Do you guys want to try touching it?" I watched my teammates have a go, and I saw their faces squirm. It was finally my turn, and even through my gloves, it felt so cold compared to the usual warmth that's attached to the soft yet firm human body you're used to touching. It almost felt like touching animal meat out of the refrigerator. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but that was my first thought. I knew then you never fully know what to expect until you actually experience it, and all preconceived notions about yourself and the situation can sometimes not be true. Our second anatomy class was in no way easier than the first. We had to actually work on top of the cadavers. We were asked to place a plastic sheet on their chest, palpate and draw on the ribs and the costal cartilages. Trying to focus on our task whilst being in such close proximity to the cadaver wasn't helping. Working through it with my group members together definitely helped. People in medicine and healthcare always function as a team, and hence, teamwork pulls you through situations no matter how challenging they are. Knowing that my team members were just as nervous made me feel more at ease. I know my involvement with my silent teacher and my thoughts, attitudes, learnings, and actions surrounding it will shape me as a doctor in the future. I will get many more opportunities to interact with the cadaver, but my experience with it during my first year definitely made me better at learning how to manage myself during overwhelming situations by focusing on one thing or one task at a time. I feel immense gratitude towards my silent teacher for giving me the gift of knowledge, experience, and compassion, and I look forward to reap the benefits they left with their selfless generosity for the rest of my medical education. I really hope you liked this video of my miserable attempt at drawing. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.